saying how excited we are about Alice in Wonderland coming back to Melbourne, and congratulations for your role in it as well.
Yes, very excited to be back at Ripponlea Gardens, and yes, I'm excited to be back in it. Doing 4 roles, actually.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. That is absolutely amazing. Tell our audience a little bit about the 4 roles that you're playing and how that works with one actor playing 4 different roles.
Okay, well, there's a few of us who double up on roles in it. I think I may have the biggest lineup of everyone. I kick off with the cockatoo. Now, I don't know if there was a cockatoo in the original version. There were birds. There was a dodo on a lorry, but we've got a cockatoo in there as well. We all sing a song together, the Caucus Race. Then I'm off, and then back on soon after is the caterpillar, up the mushroom.
Yep.
Most people know the caterpillar quite well. Then I'm the cook, who spends a lot of time with the Duchess. He's obsessed with cooking up dishes with a lot of pepper in them, because that's what the Duchess likes. And then I'm the March Hare at the Mad Hatter's Tea Party.
So does that mean that there's a lot of costume changes and makeup changes for you throughout the show?
Yeah, look, I made a little compromise on the makeup because there's just not time to change the makeup too much. So I've got like a standard makeup that has some subtle adjustments. But in terms of quick changes, yes, my biggest rest is at the beginning of the show when the White Rabbit does their song. I get a few minutes just there to kind of get myself ready. And then from then on, I'm pretty much on stage or backstage doing a quick change until the end of the show.
And I'm guessing that each of the characters also has very different characterizations and mannerisms and things like that. Is that a bit of a challenge for you as an actor?
Sorry, say that again?
Is that a bit of a challenge for you as an actor as well, changing up those things throughout the show?
Yeah, it is. It's a good challenge. It's something that you've got to keep an eye on as part of your preparation as well. Okay, where's the point of difference and the way they behave, what they do visually, gestures, voices, accents, etc. But I've done this show a few times now, so it's a well-oiled machine. So I'm really, I think there are elements of improvisation in there. I guess you're always discovering new things, but at the same time, I'm feeling very comfortable within all those roles now.
Definitely. And when you first started playing those roles in the other productions of Alice in Wonderland, did you have to sit down and work out those characterizations? Because of course you're playing non-human characters apart from the cook. So did you have to sit down and work out the characterizations of a cocky or a caterpillar?
Yeah, you do. I guess it's hybrid. The way we play it is it's hybrid. It's almost like if you're an acting student, you go, what is my animal? It's a little bit like that. I mean, there's obviously the human elements and we have dialogue. So there's definitely a person basis in there, but mannerisms, like when I'm the cockatoo, I do squawk and I do the cockatoo's head movements, even as I'm saying, my lines as a cockatoo person. Same thing with the caterpillar. He's chatting, he's talking to Alice, but at the same time, he's it's hard to describe. I guess you've got to see the show, but he's doing a kind of a slightly crawly caterpillar type motion.
Yeah.
He's a bit kind of wriggling on the spot as he listens to Alice, and when he speaks, he stops very still. And then, the March Hare, he twitches and bounces around a lot. So you've got to find all those little elements and infuse those into the characters.
Yeah. Now, we've all seen different productions of Alice in Wonderland over the years. How does Glenn Elston and the Australian Shakespeare Company's version of Alice in Wonderland differ from the other versions that we've seen?
Well, it is quite different. I mean, firstly, the setting, Ripponlea Gardens outdoors, there's nothing quite like it. It's an amazing way to see a piece of theatre. So there's that. It's good because it incorporates different styles in it. There's probably a lot of the warmth of like a Disney movie, for example, but it has a little bit of the edge of maybe like a Tim Burton as well. It's a good combination of all those styles, and it's musical as well. It's got lots of great songs by Glenn and Paul Norton, who did the music.
Now, as you said, it's at Ripponlea, which is one of the most beautiful parts of Melbourne. How much atmosphere does being able to perform it in the gardens bring to the show as well?
Oh, it brings a lot. It's amazing because the show goes on, but there's like birds flying around and you've got the lakes in the background and you're there on the grass and the trees flowing and you get a nice breeze sometimes. It really adds to it. You actually do feel like you're in Wonderland while you're watching it and experiencing the show.
Now, you mentioned birds. I was actually at a production of Lady Chatterley's Lover in the Botanical Gardens in Melbourne one night when
Yeah.
a very angry duck decided that it didn't want the actors around it on that certain night and started to attack them during the production. What kind of challenges does that present for you performing outdoors? Because I've also had a friend who, mid-song during an outdoor performance one night, had a mosquito go in his mouth. So what kind of challenges have you faced performing outdoors?
Yeah, look, things not dissimilar. I think I've heard that duck story. I think that's quite legendary now,
Yeah.
about the duck chasing the actors around and, get out of my area, my territory. And that's always a fear. I think somewhere, I've been performing live long enough now that I'm sure a bug has flown in my mouth on more than one occasion. You've just got to plough on, keep focused, be ready, maybe have a policy in place. Will I swallow the bug? Will I try and spit it out? Do I run away from the duck? Do I try and incorporate that into things? I have a big improvisational background as well. I've done a lot of theatre sports and improv theatre and corporate improv and stuff, and sometimes you need to draw on that. Because, you never know what's going to happen, but it's all part of the fun.
Now, we mentioned Glenn before as a director, and I've heard great things about him as a director. What's he like to work with, and what do you feel that Glenn brings to this show as well?
Look, yeah, he is a great director. He's always thinking, he's always coming up with something new, which is good because this production of Alice, or variations of it, have been around for a while now, but he always wants to keep it fresh and infuse it with new elements. Like, I did it for a few years and then they stopped doing it and I went off and I was doing other things, and then I returned a year ago to do it, and it had changed quite a lot. There are a few new songs, the Tweedledum and Tweedledee, both have a really rocking kind of 80s synth pop number together. That was great. Also, Humpty Dumpty is in it now. When I had been in it before, Humpty Dumpty was never there. Glenn's got Humpty Dumpty in there. Without giving too much away, it's quite surreal to see, just giving you a little bit of a taste. There's an actor, you can see his head, but he's got a puppet-like body, and it's very trippy.
Wow.
Glenn's always coming up with new and interesting things to keep his productions exciting.
That says a lot that you're willing to come back to the production. What was it like coming back to the production after having done it years before? And was there a reason why you said yes? Was there something that you just wanted to do with this production this time around?
Yeah, well, I've always loved doing it. Working with the Australian Shakespeare Company, it is like a family. Like, all their productions are so much fun to be involved in. Some of the familiar faces were going to be back there as well. Glenn said to me, so-and-so's doing it again. I thought, well, that'll be great. I love working with them. So that was part of the appeal. And they're always great shows to work on. The location was very appealing, being at Ripponlea this year. And also it's great to be working over summer.
And I have to ask as well, is this a show that's for all ages, or would you say that it's more for older children and families?
Look, I would say it's for all ages. I speak from experience. Got a chance to test run that last year where 3 of my nephews came along, ranging from about 6 to 14 years of age, and they all loved it. There's something for everyone. There's something for the littlies right up to older people. There are a fair few jokes in there that the kids can enjoy, but they're really for the adults as well. As I like to call it, the Shrek effect. You've got the kind of kids getting into it, but the adults having the knowing laugh as well. So, it's quite broad appeal.
Now, for all of our listeners out there, Alice in Wonderland is on at the Ripponlea Estate, which is in Hotham Street, Elsternwick, from the 20th of December right through to the 26th of January, and you can grab those tickets from shakespeareaustralia.com.au. We'll put that link up on our website so that you'll be able to quickly click on it to go and book your tickets. I guess, Ross, to finish off, what would you like to say to people out there who are thinking about heading along to check out Alice in Wonderland?
Look, it's a great morning or afternoon of entertainment. You'll get a bit of everything. You'll get music, you'll get laughs for the adults, the kids will be very entertained. Very important over the summer school holidays. Good to have those kids entertained and having a good time, and hopefully people will go away from it feeling good and inspired as well.
Definitely. And just again for our listeners, if you want to head along and check out Alice in Wonderland, it's on at the Ripponlea Estate in Hotham Street, Elsternwick, from the 20th of December right through to the 26th of January, and you can grab those tickets from Shakespeare Australia .com.au, and all of those ticket details will be up on our website as well. Ross, thank you so much for taking the